Hey all, it's Dan, and it is time for a graphic novel review. This time we're reviewing DC Comics Classics Library, Batman: A Death in the Family. And I wanted to review this. This was a reread for me, even though I went and double checked on Goodreads, and it seemed like I didn't. Maybe it was called something else. It was in a different volume, but yeah, I searched Death in the Family and I didn't have no record of it. Maybe I read it before I joined Goodreads. But anyways, I wanted to share this with you guys because if you are new to Batman and you know of Red Hood and the Outlaws, and you're like, oh, you want to learn more about this Red Hood guy, and he was Robin way back in the day. He was the second Robin. And, of course, this collects single issues of Batman 426 through 429, 440 through 442, and the New Titans 60 and 61. Now, this is more than just the story of Jason Todd's death, which is no spoiler because, it's right there. It's right there on the cover. Death in the Family. But back in the day when this was written, I like how they made it seem like the title of the story was related to Robin's parents dying, like his mother dying, or his, Death in the Family. They made it seem like his real mother had died, and then there's this whole mystery. He finds a birth certificate that has some other lady's name on it, and one thing leads to another, and then next thing you know, they run into the Joker. And I really love how the Joker seems more sadistic back then than the modern Joker. And of course, the Joker has a plot to. He's like, I finally got my hands on you. He basically beats him with a crowbar, and then he kind of blows him up. And back in the day, I made sure to earmark this. But this was the ad that they had run, and you could vote by calling one of these numbers whether you wanted Robin to live or die. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't read this when it originally came out because I really wasn't a DC fan back then. So I wasn't really too big on DC books. But I found that to be an interesting concept that they had a poll that you could call in by phone and determine Robin's fate. And I guess everybody voted to call in and kill Robin. There's some of the covers. But yeah, I thought this was just okay. Like I said, I didn't read this when it originally came out in single issues. It was something I read later on in another collection. But I wanted to share it with you guys just because. And then the last few issues were the after effects of the death of Robin and how Batman, he's trying to grieve, and, those around him are like, you really need a Robin. You need a Robin to help you and look out for you. And he tries to get Dick Grayson, the original Robin, who is Nightwing now, and he wants nothing to do with being Robin. And that's where he gets introduced to Tim Drake, which is kind of interesting. And in the back, if I can find it, there was the art for when they were thinking about if it would have went the other way, if they would have voted for him to live, which I thought was really cool that they included that, because that's kind of, because you never know. They had to have prepared the art ahead of time because, you weren't sure how the public was going to vote on that scenario, so they had to have the art already prepped and ready to go. And I'm wondering how far, how many issues in advance did they do to get that all worked out, or if they, if it was like a crunch, and once they figured out how the public was going to go, that would have been interesting to learn more about that. But, like I said, this was an interesting read. I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating. I wanted to share this with you guys. I know this isn't going to be the video for everybody who's going to want to, they're going to want to see this review. But I thought it was okay. I like the fact that the Joker was more sadistic than he seems to be currently. I thought the Batman was a little kind of sappier than I'd like him to be. He seems a little more hard now in the contemporary. It's like the Joker and the I don't know, the Joker's kind of more mild and the Batman's a little tougher. But yeah, interesting read. If you're interested in finding out the background of the Red Hood, then yeah, definitely check this out. For those of you in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon. For those of you outside the U.S., I'm going to throw down a bookshop.org link. And for those of you guys who don't mind helping support my channel, I'm going to throw down my Coffee link. If you don't mind throwing down $1 or $2, really helps support my channel. I appreciate all the people that have purchased things through my links or donated. And if you came here looking for comic book reviews and recommendations, please hit that subscriber button. And while you're there, hit that notification bell. Kind of a lot of videos this week, so I don't know when I'm going to upload this and all that. I'll have to figure that out because I don't know if I have anything scheduled for next week. So, yeah. That's all I got for you guys. This has been Dan. Be good to each other and stay healthy.